this episode of the Westwood Living Podcast is a bit emotional. We come to you from High Street Market, and Liz Adams is with me. First of all, great to see you, and thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
You have made some headlines over the last 7 to 10 days. You've decided to hang it up, and High Street Market, under your ownership, will be no more. Lots to talk about, but take me through that decision-making process.
Well, between working for 27 years, working through the pandemic, I now need my left knee replaced on bone, and and so it's not so much the surgery, it's more of the recovery. They tell me it's at least 2 to 3 months of rehabbing, and I really don't think I could go to PT and then come in High Street and stand for 8 hours on my feet.
That's not a good combo.
That was a part of my decision, and just I guess it's I don't want to say I'm out of gas, but it's just like it's time for someone else to come in and bring their ideas and bring High Street to another level after me. I'm not going to stop working, but I want to try something else.
Little sabbatical, get yourself physically right, and then reinvent.
Reinvent myself.
Hey.
And I'm going to ask all you customers, what should I do on my next next chapter?
You've already asked me. We started doing this podcast. You're like, maybe I'll do a podcast. I mean, why not?
Right.
What's the feedback been like? Let's hop right into it. The last 7 to 10 days, what's been most moving to you?
Unbelievable, the comments that I've gotten, because it's just something that I love to do. I love people. I love helping people. I love this community. So to me, it really didn't feel like a job in that way. And to see all the people's comments, really, like, I get a little choked up and emotional. And Melissa DeCormore, when she wrote her little message to me, I cried, because she's so right. You know, we've grown up together. She's been there 30, I've been here 27. We became like best friends since the minute I opened my door. And 2 women in business, and we just had a lot of fun in this block.
So much has changed in the 27 years. Think about it. When you first started thinking of this as a concept, what was your vision then?
My vision was to bring quality foods, and customer service is huge. And in a small business, customer service has to be your main focus, because anyone can go to any grocery store and pick things up. It's about getting to know your customers, knowing them by name, getting in a product that they might want. That's what differentiates you from the competition, or say like a big chain store when no one cares when you're checking out. They're talking amongst themselves. I want to talk to you. I want to say, what's going on? How's your daughter doing? I heard she, had a surgery and broke a leg. How's it going? How's the rehab going? How's your mom doing? I heard she was not doing well. Is she doing better? Like, that's just in my nature, and this is who I am. I just love people, and I kind of sometimes probably extract too much out of people, but just who I am.
The doctor is in, right?
The doctor is in, yes.
The sign that we need for the next couple of months.
Yes.
I'm sure you're going to be overwhelmed with people coming in and saying,
overwhelming.
thank you.
It is, yeah. And thank me for what? It's like, thank you for supporting me.
Good point.
So,
Good point.
They have supported me.
As I look at High Street Market right now, the 2 aisles to my far left, as we look back from behind the deli counter right now, kind of fully stocked with wine and beer. That seemed to be a game changer, right?
It was a game changer, but just so you know, I'm in compliance. Only a third of the store.
Okay, I don't know the rules.
But no, that was so much fun, and it's brought in so much more business for us. It's been great. I've had so much fun trying the different wines, like what works, what doesn't work. The craft beers have exploded. When you buy a craft beer, sometimes a 6-pack is like buying a bottle of wine, expense-wise. And a lot of people have commented on me that where I don't have as much space, I try to constantly rotate different beers through so that I have a good selection. And most people say, wow, you have a great selection for the small amount of space that you have.
You talked about Melissa right down the row here, who did write a very emotional post, which is fantastic. But when I think of the 2 of you, I think about longevity, and I think about how much you've seen and how much has changed. So can you reflect quickly on that quarter of a century and how much in Westwood has changed? Because you didn't have kids, and then you had kids, and then they went through the school system, and now they're out of the school system. So you've experienced a lot.
Yes.
What do you think of how things have evolved?
I mean, I think they have evolved well. I don't know my perspective on that. I'm sorry. Like, the road has gotten bigger. It's gotten busier. Yes, like, things have changed. We all had to pivot when COVID hit. Instead of people coming in shopping, they did called in an order and we did curbside curbside or delivery, to their car. It just, and then of course the shortages. Oh, the shortages, and that I think just was another reason too. Like just building. You finally get to a point where it's like, I don't know if I can do this much longer.
Yeah, the supply chain thing. You were not alone.
No, I know.
I hear that from everybody.
Everybody. I mean, the toilet paper.
I know.
I mean, the craziness. It was crazy. The milk, the eggs.
Just when you think you got one thing settled, something else comes.
Exactly.
When I popped in here last week to talk to you quickly, you mentioned that one of the reasons you wanted to share it publicly is that it might help the sale, right?
Yes,
That's the whole
yes.
concept. Like what's your vision? What would be your wish list?
My wish list is somebody from within either Westwood community or surrounding community to come in, have that full tank of gas going. There's so much more you could do. You could be open later hours. Now, of course, you have to get permission and all of that, which is fine. I've always been a rule follower. But there's so much more that they can do. And maybe like they have another vision to take it to another level. I do, you know what I mean? I just would love to see what the next person has in store. And I want it to be someone that cares so much about it the way I have.
Not only do you care about the customers in the store, but you've cared about the people who you employ. And the people who you've employed are a lot of kids who come up through the school system.
Yep.
So I'm sure on a seasonal basis it turns over to a certain extent. How much did you enjoy getting to know kids that way and basically training them how to work?
Yes. And I try to teach them that, everything is about, when I say to you, make sure you do this or make sure you do that. Because everything is about business and costs. Like at some point in your life, you're going to have to deal with that. And they've been like my kids, actually, too.
Yeah, sure.
As Chris Hannon says, she's my second ma.
Well, you probably have...
Yeah.
I mean,
because I genuinely
more than 50, more than 127 years.
I genuinely care about a lot of them. Yes, and you know what? A lot of them still come back, and they might not work anymore, but they come back to visit to say, "Hey, what's going on? How are your kids? Here's what's going on in my life."
Right, and you're also the answer to the question they get asked later in life: "What was your first job?"
Yes.
Nobody forgets their first job and the
yes.
impression that their boss has on them, positive or negative.
Yep.
So I think that's you've added great value to a lot of families here.
Yes.
And that's a personal, family-owned business thing.
Yeah. And it's funny because I don't even really see it because there are two girls that work for me through high school, college, grad school, and they're like, "Liz, you shaped me," and I'm just like, "Really?" Like I don't see it, but maybe that's part of it. I'm not doing it to get like a thank you out of it, or do you know what I mean? I'm truly genuine and care about people.
You're a coach in many ways.
Yeah.
I like that.
Put me in a coach.
Listen, congratulations.
Thank you.
And I know it's going to be an emotional couple of months. We don't know how long it's going to be.
Yes.
So it might be a little slow roll here to the finish line,
Yeah.
but I'll keep coming in and getting sandwiches and the rest of the stuff that I like to get here.
Yes, and hopefully we find someone that's going to have the passion and the drive, and they're going to be fabulous.
Congrats once again. And thanks for doing this. That is Liz Adams from High Street Market. Come on by, say hello, pick up what you need, and just congratulate Liz for everything she's been able to accomplish over the last 27 years. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.